And if you take into account some of the major literature on climate, for example, obviously one of the book that comes to my mind is History of Climate in a Planetary Age, where most of the profound ideas about climate and sea has come from many of the public intellectuals, whether who is also a marine engineer. They talk about the profound implications of studying sea today. We have been so far land-centric. Now it's the time to.
It is our utmost pleasure to introduce Sri Subrat Tripathi, President of Business Development at Adani.
Indonesia, speak of the entire courtyards of the houses that exist on coastal Odisha. What better connection will you have when you recognize that one of the fundamental geographers of the world, Ptolemy, writing about not just the trade of the Odisha Kalinga ports, but also inland navigation. Chandivai spoke about inland navigation and the necessity to revive NW5 through Dhamra, Paradip and Vaitarani, and to come up to Brahmani to Kalinganagar, and an aspiration of Odisha to become the hub of steel, which we ought to be framed up to be. Just look how we can catapult the economy when we talk of contrasting the trade, heritage, and the world. When I speak of blue economy, and I'm sure experts do speak of that, I will not speak about that. A moment about trade. If it was not for trade, that the transaction is 70% of the earth is seas, and from the equator, the heat is transported to the poles. I have experts who speak. I will not like to delve into that. Carbon dioxide can be absorbed by the seas more than the atmosphere. Startling scientific facts. And the political economy of the ports and the maritime sector in isolation. I look at it as the Sagarnama speaks of port-led connectivity, port-led industrialization. Because through that, eventually we'll speak of the PPP. I will come to the PPP because for me to unleash the forces in India and to unleash the forces amongst us, intellectuals, students, members of industry, and everybody together, unleash the forces which will bring in public-private participation, but for people, planet, and prosperity. That is what PP for me stands for. And when